I've been paying really close attention to how founders are building their email list lately. The freebies they're putting out, the lead magnets they're using, what's sitting at the front door of their email ecosystems. And I got to tell you, there's something I keep seeing that I think is very worth talking about. We're building these email lists for us, the founder, not for the person that it's supposed to attract. And today I want to talk about why that matters, because it really matters. Welcome back to She's Built Like a CEO. I'm Brooke. If you're building a business to fund the life you actually want, this is the show for you. This is where we're going to talk about what matters, what doesn't, and how to build accordingly so you can have the life you want and the business you dream of. Let's get into it. The reason that most of us talk about building an email list is it's honestly the right one. It's because it's an asset you own, right? Social media platforms are not something we can control, right? They could decide tomorrow that they're going to charge us to be on their platform. They could disappear entirely. They could change their algorithm and throttle your reach or whatever. But your email list, that's going to go with you. And it is something that truly does matter. But here's where the reasoning starts to work against us as founders. When the goal is to build an asset that we own, the focus becomes the list itself. It becomes the number of subscribers, the growth rate, the size of the thing that you're building. And when that list becomes the goal, the freebie built to grow it gets built with the same lens. What will get the most people to sign up? That is a very different question from what will get the right people to sign up. And those two questions produce completely different freebies, completely different lists, and completely different results when it comes time to sell something. When I look at a freebie that was built with the founder's growth goals in mind instead of the subscriber's experience, here are some of the things that I see. The topic is broad enough to appeal to a lot of people. It's designed to maximize signups, so it can't be too specific. It has to work for a wide audience, which means that it's often only loosely connected to what the founder is even selling, if it's connected at all. Then someone signs up for the freebie, they get it, they find it useful in a general way, and the email sequence that follows starts talking about something that maybe doesn't quite match that thing that they entered the email list for, the thing they came into the email for. And then an offer pops up, and that's completely different from the freebie that they signed up for. And the messaging has shifted. And the person who signed up for the thing that is now being sold something that wasn't what they were originally looking for when they raised their hand and said, I want that. So she's not going to buy. The founder looks at her conversion rate and wonders what's wrong with her emails or her offer. And then she starts tweaking things. When the real issue is sitting at the front of this whole thing, in the free thing that brought the wrong people into this to begin with. You see how this can be a problem, right? We start tweaking the wrong thing because we're focused on the wrong thing. It can get messy. And I see it constantly. And I've got to be really frank with you here. This is not about founders not caring about their subscribers because we care deeply about them. It's that the intention behind building the freebie was pointed at the list and the subscriber's experience was a secondary consideration if it was even a conscious goal at all. Because we're often not taught to look at something from the customer's experience. We are taught how to maximize our goals. I want to tell you about a client of mine who I can't remember the exact amount of emails she sent out during a single launch, but it was somewhere around the 70 mark. 70. From the day she started promoting until the day she closed the cart. She was not worried one bit about losing subscribers. She didn't lose sleep at all about it. She wasn't second guessing whether she was sending too many emails or whether people were going to get annoyed with her. She just sent them. Because she knew something most founders don't have confidence in yet. She knew the people on her list were there for a reason. She had been intentional from the beginning about how she built that list. From any free offer that she had, the audience she showed up in front of, the way she talked about what she did, all of it was pointed at one specific kind of person. Someone who was already looking for what she sold, what she had to offer. Someone who raised her hand because of something directly connected to who she was and what she had to offer. So when it was time for her to sell, she wasn't convincing strangers. She was convincing people who had already told her through the act of signing up for her list that they were interested. If they unsubscribed during her launch, she wasn't shaken by it at all because those people had answered her question for her. And the ones who stayed were exactly the ones she built the list for. That confidence, the kind that lets you send 70 emails without flinching over the course of a few weeks, that comes from the clarity at the front of your funnel, from knowing why every single person is there. So here's what I want you to think about today. Before you build a free offer, before you decide what to put at the front of your email ecosystem, before you think about what will get me the most signups, I want you to ask a different set of questions. Who is the person I want on that list? I don't want a broad demographic. I want the specific person who is already looking for what you sell, already aware that she needs what you are selling, and already moving towards the kind of help that you offer. What does that person need right now? She needs a genuine result or a meaningful move that will get her closer to one. So what can I offer that's going to solve something real for her? Not just because it looks good on paper or it looks professional. And most importantly, my friend, is what I'm offering her connected to what I'm going to sell her next? Not tangentially, but really directly. And does this freebie set up the offer, or does it pull her in a different direction entirely? When those 3 questions are answered well, honestly, there's more than 3 in there, but there's 3 main points. When those are answered really well, the free offer builds a list that is set up to convert. And when they're not, you end up with a growing list that has a flat conversion rate. And the gap between those 2 things is the cost of building for the founder instead of building for the subscriber. The goal was never a big list. Okay, maybe it is a big list, but the goal was always to have a list full of people who want what you have. And those 2 things are super different. And the distinction between those 2 things are very important. And the freebie is where you decide which one you're going to be building towards. That's the episode, my friend. If you want to look into what's at the front of your email ecosystem right now, whether your freebie is connected to your offer, whether that path from subscriber to buyer is set up to work, that's something I look at in the read. My goal is to do 100 of those before November. So if you want to get on my list at the discounted price I have an offer for right now, head over to withbrooke.com and I can help you with that. Or the link is in the show notes. You can also find me on Instagram at with.brooke. New episodes come out every Tuesday. I'll see you next week. If you want to talk through what's actually happening in your business, that's why I'm here. The link to contact me is in the show notes. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next Tuesday.